The warmth of life has entered my tomb.
What up everyone, welcome back, it's Noodle, and I'm here to show you 5 or 6 very good starter Pokemon to consider as we head into Ladder Season 2 on Project Diablo 2. This is easily the question that I get asked the most, so it's the least I could do. Let's get to it. I want to start by saying that I picked these as my personal favorites because they all shine in their own rights, even with minimal gear. I will be showing them all with mostly identical equipment, being a skill weapon and a skill shield, lore helms, class-specific armor rune words, a skill ammi, and then pretty generic supporting gear. One of the exceptions will be the assassin using both +2 skill claws, since you can get +3 claws almost instantly once you get to Act 5 with some gold and some time. The first one that I want to talk about is the Golemancer. This is probably what I'll end up starting the season with, as I'll end up building into my favorite, the Poison Necro. This one is not the fastest by any means, but it's not the slowest either. Depending on what you're planning on farming early on, you can go Clay and Amplify, or you can go Fire and Lower Resist. I have found both to be very close in clear speed, with Clay being just barely faster, so I really think it'll just come down to your farming preference. If you are planning on doing the 85 non-fire immune zones, Fire would probably be the way to go, otherwise it seems like Clay handles most other things just fine. I personally will be using this to run cows and keys. The next one that we're looking at is the Combustion Sorceress, which was a reigning champion in Season 1. This one was balanced a bit to bring it back down from how crazily overpowered it was, but it's still a very strong contender for Season 2. Just with that set of starter gear and this cool orb that I found, we have Combustion doing about 5,000 damage already, and Fireball doing about 6,000. She is still highly effective at clearing cows, and as an added bonus, you can rush your friends or those in need. Being that this build is purely fire, I would recommend sticking to cows or doing Mausoleum and Stony Tomb runs to gear up for maps. The third one that I have here is the Plague Javazon. The COVID Thrower, as we tastelessly still call it, is in a very good spot for season start. With just the basic set of gear and a random +1 or +2 yellow jab that you'll find or craft on your way through Nightmare or Hell, you'll be able to put down cow packs with relative ease as long as your Valks do all the tanking for you. As an added bonus, you'll more than likely find a pair of +2 gloves that'll carry your plague damage even further. But we're going to show this without that so you get a better idea of a fresh character. A big benefit to this one is its poison damage, which means you should be able to do chaos as well for a level 85 area, just at a slow to moderate pace. The fourth one on our list of reasons to quit your job on the 12th is the Summon Druid. Before you crawl up my anal cavity for having 2 summoners on here, hold on to your bloodthirsty fingertips and listen to why. This summoner is drastically different, being that it fucking drops bosses like Mephisto, for example, and it's more oriented around that. Like, could it cow? Absolutely. Should it cow? Probably the fuck not. It's embarrassingly slow compared to other contenders here, but like I said, it largely makes up for that in boss kills. You could even farm Bale with this, although Mephisto seems to be more efficient use of your farming time. The fifth and almost last one I'm sure everyone has heard about or thought about, it's the Fire Trap Assassin. So the Fire Trapper is actually very strong here in PD2, and to be honest, this stirred up so much shit in the beta amongst fellow testers, and as a result has received like 18 different balance changes just within the last week. In the time of writing this, it should be on par now and not nerfed even more, but that could very well change when season launches here in a few days. This one, even with all of the nerfs, might be just a little bit ahead of the rest of the classes as far as starting out because of its innate handicap of being able to get some +3 trap claws from Anya as soon as you get to Act 5 in Hell. This is an extremely strong cow killer early on, but for the most part falls in line with the other classes as everyone gets geared up. Alright, I'm throwing this last one in here as a bonus/honorable mention because no one seems to be talking about it, and it is the Knight of Old, the Hammer Paladin. This specific class has received a handful of balance changes from LOD to bring it more in line with the rest of the classes, but it still remains up here as a contender for season start. Additionally, the hammers were just adjusted to have about 30% faster projectile speed, so that makes this a little bit more interesting. Coming out of the gate with our little noob suit, we got its damage up to around 4,000 on hammers, which is certainly enough to start cows and enough to make your way through some of the level 85 zones with its magic damage. I will admit that Hammer Pally has never been a class that I felt compelled to play and still isn't, but I do think it deserves some more playtime now since I didn't see a single one in Season 1, and that's likely due to Holy Bolt being so strong. So here we are. These are in no particular order, and this is not a fantasy football team, though I do share my side of things with a hell of a lot more data than just my simple thoughts. I hope this has helped shed some insight on the most prominent question for all of us lately, and if it did, you know what to do. I will be doing some YouTube lives a little bit more here and there, so make sure you keep up to date on that. Thank you as always for watching, and we'll see you in Season 2.